got my co-host Kyle. Say what's up.
Let's get this shit going, baby.
Oh, man. I was almost drinking out of this thing on Sunday.
Eagles tears.
I was this close, bro.
You were 2 yards away.
For about 2 minutes, I was ready to pour me something out of it, but we good. By
When
the grace of God.
When CeeDee Lamb caught that ball, did you have a little bit of like...
No, not at all.
Yeah, you did.
He had like 4 or 5 guys around him.
You had to have a little bit of a...
No.
All right.
I had a little bit of a when the first bomb, and then we had was it Sidney Brown, Eli Ricks, and CeeDee Lamb was wide open.
Yep.
Like right as they got to was it like the 8-yard line? I was like, oh, it's cooked. We're cooked. What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's happening?
Never do that again, bro.
Got to rizz up the fans.
For the ladies in attendance, please. Ladies in attendance, I apologize. Oh man, we got a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. We're gonna open up with the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The GOAT conversation. Kind of controversial. Topic.
Yep.
LeBron's been doing some crazy things, so we'll talk about that for a little bit. We'll jump into tried to tell y'all 3 fantastic individuals balling out in hoops and the gridiron. And then we're going to get into our spread picks. We're going to go over last week's picks, make our picks for this week, locks of the week. You know the deal. And then at the end, since it's the midway point in the NFL season, and we'll probably go back to our picks at the beginning of the year to see how we're doing, but that's for a future show. We're going to do a tier maker for all 32 NFL teams based on how they're doing so far. And we're going to rank, Super Bowl contenders, playoff teams, mid, trash.
Yep.
Something like that. But yeah, before we get into it though, hit the like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We're this close to 300.
We're mad close. Yeah. We're opening the show with the LeBron debate, the Michael Jordan LeBron GOAT debate, because let's face it, we need clicks out here. Okay? So if you have a controversial statement about the GOAT topic, make sure you leave that down in the comments, okay? And we'll tell you why you're most likely wrong. And we'll go from there. But don't be spewing no garbage like, neither of them fucking, Vince Carter's the GOAT. Don't say no garbage like that. But I want to see healthy debate in the comments. Who do you think's the GOAT? So
everybody has their own GOAT.
Facts. Some people say Kobe. I've heard people say Kevin Durant. Smoking a pack, but
who said that?
Scotty Barnes said he was the GOAT.
Who?
Scotty Barnes.
Who? Oh, he said KD?
Yeah, he said KD. Some people have him in their top, and they're like Mount Rushmore of players, smoking a pack. But I guess, a lot of these kids in the NBA now, they were like, 15, 16 when KD was at peak KD with the Warriors. So right. I guess, but smoking on that pack.
Yeah. LeBron's been doing it for a lot longer than KD. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You would think that's the default answer for our generation, but
yep.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So earlier this week, reason I wanted to bring this topic up was because there was some discussion in the NBA Twitter world, my favorite place to live, the the NBA Twitter world because it's so much fun watching people that have no idea what the fuck's going on give their
So
professional
much toxicity.
and give their professional opinions when they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It's very cool to watch. Someone tweeted about how if LeBron never went to Miami, he wouldn't be who he is now. And LeBron actually came back and said, I would still be that same motherfucker. I'm chosen. He said, maybe have a couple less rings, but individually, I'd still be LeBron because I know how much I put into this game and how much I love the game. So that made me start thinking. And I'll ask you this. Do you think LeBron would still be in these conversations if he didn't go to Miami?
I don't know. And the only reason I say I don't know is because these conversations have pretty much come down to rings.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Yeah, it's obviously stupid because if we're talking about rings, then Bill Russell should be the GOAT.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's dumb. And
if we're talking about individual numbers, Wilt should be the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for how the conversation has turned as of late, I don't know. Maybe not, but I mean the resume speaks for itself for LeBron.
Four MVPs, 4 Finals MVPs, obviously 4 championships, and multiple all defensive teams. 2nd place in Defensive Player of the Year when he should have won it.
Yep.
There's a lot that LeBron has done in his career, and it makes me sad that I'm seeing all this discourse and controversy on the X app because
formerly Twitter.
Yeah, because I'm one of those people that am going to miss LeBron when he's gone. Like, I don't know where we go. I don't know where we go after he's gone because, like, we've been looking for the new face of the NBA for, like, since he left Cleveland. Like, who's going to be that next guy to step up? Some thought it was Luka, but I don't know if Luka wants that. And I don't know if he's got the flash to his play. Like, there's a lot of things to me that go into being the face. You have to be individually dominant. You have to be, no doubt, probably the best player in the NBA. And if not, top 3 or debatable. You have to be a guy that everyone else in the NBA looks towards for answers. Like, you look at in the bubble, I remember when they're having those meetings after the Black Lives Matter things happened, and I forget what city. Oh, Milwaukee, I believe. Was it Milwaukee at the time who had that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Milwaukee. I forget the other team, but they both... It might have been Boston. I think it was Milwaukee and Boston.
I meant where the tragedy happened. I believe it was in Milwaukee.
No, I was thinking when they boycotted the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and during that meeting, they stayed up late at night talking, and they went and basically said, it's on the record, if LeBron plays, we all play.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like we have that guy. I don't think it's Luka. Jokic wants no part of it. Dude doesn't even want to be playing basketball. Like, I swear to God.
Right.
He
won the championship, and he's like, I'm ready to retire. I'm good.
I don't think it's Giannis because there's not that. He's got that physicality and just raw size and that, but there's no flash. There's no, like, I don't know. There's something missing with him. Steph's too old. KD's too old. Yeah. To me, and this might be a hot take, but Devin Booker to me might be the next guy that we have to look towards and say, hey, this guy might be a face. I think he's got the flash to his game. He's so even keeled like LeBron's been. I just don't know if he's in that stature of guys. You know what I mean? We talk about guys like in that NBA Players Association, like CJ McCollum and Chris Paul, like all these guys.
Yeah,
I don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that all goes towards the GOAT conversation for me. Obviously, the rings and individual talent and raw statistics, but that's something that can't be taught. It can't be coached. Being able to take the weight of a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar organization on your shoulders and push forward into the future with it.
Yeah. I mean, both him and MJ did that.
Yes. And I would argue, here's some of the reasons why I think LeBron's the GOAT. One, pure longevity. There has not been a single time in LeBron's career from game one to now where he wasn't at least probably a top 10 player.
Right.
I think coming into the NBA immediately, he was a top 10 player, and I think he still is now.
Right.
Based off of what he's
I'd
done
agree.
this year. So that's one thing, the longevity. And this is one thing where I think this is what gets people pissed off because people have different opinions. But to me, winning 3 different finals MVPs on 3 different teams he's the only one who's ever done it.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And he was by far the best player on those teams. It's not like, fucking Danny Green.
Right.
Winning a championship with 3 different
Andre Iguodala.
Not like that. Like LeBron's been the best, undoubtedly, player on these 3 teams. That's one thing to me. And then also, I think he is the most valuable player to his team that we've ever seen. And I would argue number 2 is probably Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen 2 guys, and it's crazy that they're in the same era and have had a rivalry for so long. I don't think there are two basketball players that so much changes in the foundation of your team when the guy goes to take a 5-minute rest.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we watched it like, what was it? The game 1 when LeBron sat and the entire rest of his second bench was out there, and they just gave up like 12 or 13 points like that.
Yeah. So here's a stat that I read earlier today too. When Anthony Davis is on the court, Anthony Davis, who's arguably a top 10 player when he decides to play well.
Right.
When he's on the court and LeBron is not, there is still a minus 71 point differential this season. Minus 71 in 6 games.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. And LeBron at this point in his career, he's in year 21, has been playing straight out of high school, high minutes. Right now he's averaging 36 minutes a game.
At this age.
I'm
putting up these numbers.
Yep. And he's already played a back-to-back and played in both of them and looked great in both.
Right.
So
has MJ done that?
No, he's not. He has not. I think the mystique at the time also, like, I feel like the NBA was popular before LeBron.
Oh yeah.
So
and MJ was a large part as to why the NBA kind of popped off in the late
and I think that's part
90s.
of the reason why people can't get off the MJ propaganda is because the NBA exploded when MJ came into the scene.
Right.
You know what I mean? After Bird and Magic, like Bird and Magic saved the sport, and then MJ made it explode. So I feel like that's part of the mystique. Like, people look back at it and like, wow, where would have the NBA have been without Michael Jordan?
Right.
And that's a fair point.
Era, 6 trips to the finals, 6 rings.
Yeah.
And they're just gridlocked into that stance.
They are. And the sad thing is too, you can't fight it either. Like, as soon as they say that, it's like, well, what can you say? Now, personally, to me, like, obviously you lose the finals, it sucks. But I mean, making 9 straight finals.
I don't think anybody else has done that.
No one's ever done that before.
Not even back to Bob Cousy's plumbers and electricians.
No, Bill Russell went to 8 straight.
Yeah.
And then lost and then won 3 straight. But, which is nuts. But there has not been such individual dominance like LeBron James. And I would argue the greatest basketball player that we have ever seen is 2018 LeBron.
Yeah.
2018 LeBron was playing 45 minutes a night.
Dude.
Oh my God.
He was carrying a young Jordan Clarkson, J.R. Smith, Larry Nance Jr., Rodney Hood off the street, bro, to the finals.
Tristan Thompson.
George Hill.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous, bro. If it's anybody else, that team barely makes the playoffs.
I don't even think they make the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You put Steph Curry on that team, I don't think they're making the playoffs.
They might get close, but
Might get close. Yeah.
like
There was no
in the
play-in
current
back
structure,
then.
they
So.
might be a play-in, like
Yes.
10.
Yes.
But yeah, bro. That LeBron was filthy. Just 2010's LeBron as a whole
Yeah.
is just something that I don't think is ever going to be matched
No.
in
No
the
one's
entire history of the NBA moving
no
forward.
one's had a great I'd argue the 3 greatest peaks we've seen. I mean, we think about 2018 LeBron. Let's see.
2011.
Maybe one of MJ's MVP DPOY years.
Right.
One of those years. And then Steph unanimous MVP.
Which, yeah.
But that's not like LeBron.
No.
No, LeBron was, oh my God, dude. 4 game-winning shots made in the playoffs, in the single playoffs, which has never been done.
Yeah.
It's just gross. It's disgusting.
Against the Warrior super team.
Yeah.
Game 1, just the absolute masterclass, the 51, just for J.R. Smith to throw it away.
Yeah. It's insane. And like, that's another thing too, that people don't really realize. Like, everyone thinks back in the day, like, oh, the NBA was so physical. There was so much parity. Like, everything was so, like, LeBron was not, I mean, MJ was not playing the caliber of teams that LeBron was. LeBron won 4 championships in the midst of the Spurs dynasty with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, Manu, and the Warriors dynasty, which is probably the second greatest dynasty of all time, next to Jordan's Bulls. And he was going up against that, and and won 4 rings.
Going up against that with, say it again, George Hill, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson.
Yeah,
bro, bums.
Yeah, it's absolutely gross what he's done in his career.
Yeah,
and like, no one wants to address the elephant that Michael didn't make it out of round 1 in 7 years. He didn't win a playoff game in 5 years
until they got Scottie Pippen.
LeBron took the Cavs with Ilgauskas to the finals,
and Mo Williams
to the finals in year 3.
Yeah,
gross.
Absolutely nasty work, bro. Just to get swept, but I mean, hey, he did it.
Yeah,
he did do it.
Yeah, so I don't understand. I understand the MJ propaganda.
Well, yeah, for sure, but I mean, it's clearly LeBron.
It's nostalgia at this point. People are gripping onto nostalgia when it comes to LeBron MJ debate. And the nice thing is too, like, there's tape on both of them. You can go and find almost any Michael Jordan game and watch it from start to finish. You can do that. So let's not like, well, I watched LeBron, I watched MJ, you never watched them. I've seen the film, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen
You didn't watch him live.
Yeah. I ain't watched him live. Yeah, facts. Like, what? I was in Madison Square Garden. Well, I got news for you. The game ain't different from TV to person. The atmosphere's
it might feel different, but the X and O's and the court on court material ain't different.
No, it ain't different unless they post in reruns. Like,
yeah,
that's to me what's pretty gross, because like, I mean, MJ in those years, he wasn't making the playoffs or getting out of round 1. That was when he was winning his MVPs and his DPOIs and his scoring titles, which is cool.
Yeah.
LeBron, and oh my God. And the other thing that pisses me off, and what we can move on after this, but there's 2 things. LeBron James is not clutch. That pisses me off. True. And LeBron James doesn't have a killer instinct, which pisses me off.
Just go back to 2018 if you want to see LeBron James doesn't have a killer instinct. Just 2018 alone, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Or that he's not clutch.
Yeah. Just 2018 alone. Both of those are killed by the year of 2018. And he doesn't for him to be clutch and have a killer instinct, he does not have to take all the shots. That's the misconception. Like we want them to be like MJ, Kobe, and even MJ had his moments where in clutch situations he found the open man, like
Yes.
John Paxson and Steve Kerr
Yes.
in the finals.
Yes. And
But yet
people
we don't talk about it.
Yeah, and people talk about that like, wow, that's an amazing like MJ clutch moment. But they look at LeBron and it's like, bro, go to the rim. No one can guard you at the rim. It's like we're moving the goalpost because we don't want to admit that someone has overtaken that GOAT spot.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it was like this in the 90s when they were like, I don't know. Kareem, MJ's not doing stuff Kareem was. Like, I don't know if they were talking about that in the 90s.
Yeah.
But they probably
Or
weren't.
Magic.
Or Magic. Yeah. They probably weren't talking about that. They were able to accept it. Like, okay, this is the greatest basketball player we've ever seen.
Right.
And I don't know what happened.
That takes me to my take on the whole thing. Because to be honest, over the years, my take has kind of evolved.
Yeah.
I've been on the LeBron side, obviously. I mean, I've seen LeBron play. Not that I haven't seen MJ play. Like you said, I've seen the film. I've seen this man work. I just haven't seen it live. I've seen LeBron work live. And my stance has always been I give the edge to LeBron. But to be honest, as the years have gone on, is there really like one true GOAT? Or can we just say like MJ was the GOAT of his era? LeBron is obviously the GOAT of his era. Like,
I don't.
Obviously,
To
when
me,
we
I
pose
don't.
when we pose the question of like, oh yeah, if LeBron played in MJ's era or if MJ played in LeBron's era, like that's impossible. That's in the world of if, buts, and maybes.
And we live
Not
in the
absolutes.
world of absolutes. We live in absolutes. Yeah. Here's my issue with that. Like, we don't do that with any other sport.
Yeah.
You look at it like we've been able to admit that Tom Brady's the GOAT. I mean, Tom Brady gave us like 7 rings to like really say like, oh, well, there's nothing we can say now. But I mean, look at, for example, like a sport like golf, dude. Like Tiger Woods doesn't have all that Jack Nicklaus does from like way in the past.
Yeah.
But people saw Tiger play golf and it's just the eye test. You watch him and you're like, this guy, there is a genuine fear if you are matched up with Tiger. Like there's a stat out there. I forget what it exactly was, but I remember reading it a couple of years ago. And because you know how golfers, they're matched up in a group of 4 in the first two weeks. I mean, the first two rounds.
Yeah.
I think it's somewhere like 75 players have had their absolute worst performance of their career when they were in the same group play as Tiger.
Damn.
Which is ridiculous. That's nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you see a guy like Phil Mickelson, he went plus 13 in the first 2 rounds of the U.S. Open in like 2007 against Tiger. Because they were matched up in the same group. Now, I mean, could it be coincidence? I don't know, because we're talking 70 plus coincidences.
Right.
But like, we don't do that in any other sport where we have to say, well, he's the GOAT of that era. Like, no. And I feel like it does a disjustice to the players.
Right.
Like, everybody's competing. You don't get to this league or any of these leagues matter unless you absolutely want to be the best. And I feel like we're sort of giving everybody participation medals. Yeah. If we're going to sit here and say, well, you were great then, you were great this time. And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's my argument for it is like, there is the best. Like football has changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like defense is nothing, but defense nowadays doesn't mean shit. But there are people out there admitting that Aaron Donald might be the greatest defensive player we've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So
I don't understand. Reggie White's played defense and Lawrence Taylor back in the day.
Yes.
And Dick Butkus all the way back in the day. Like,
but yeah, people want to say, you don't hear people bringing up, oh, well, today defense is soft, or like today the NFL is soft. Like people are bringing that up just in general, but when we're talking about like who's the greatest, like bro, watch the games, give it the eye test, look at the numbers. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, basketball has changed, but it's always been I'm going to try to get the ball in the hoop more than you do. That's the core of basketball.
Yeah.
And I think LeBron has been the best at that. So, I don't want to do the whole era comparison because it's just not fair when we can give somebody the top of the mountain, crowning them the GOAT in another sport, but we're not willing to dive into that conversation in the NBA.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's my take on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, if you're not hearing it enough, LeBron, if this so happens to cross your desk one day, this conversation, just know that we appreciate you. We love watching you play every single night through injury, through whatever issues going on in your personal life, because you're so good at keeping basketball the main thing. And we appreciate that in itself. Thank you for a historic career. I've loved watching basketball since you've been in the league. And we're going to miss you when you're gone, bro.
2 years old?
Well, not even, but like, but since I've been watching basketball, LeBron's been in the league.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. So we're going to appreciate you when you're gone, dude, because I don't know what the fuck the league's going to do when you're gone.
Yeah.
No one's talking about how all this talent's leaving soon, like Steph, KD, Chris Paul, LeBron, all these guys. So,
yep. It's facts.
Yeah.
And we saw how big of a deal it's been when having greats like Kobe leave, Tim Duncan, those guys. But it's going to be like when MJ retired times 1,000.
Facts. All right. Enough of the GOAT debate. What do you say we get into try to tell y'all performances of the week?
Leah, let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. All right. Drink it in.
Okay.
Think about it. So before we really dive into these three, I have two honorable mentions that I have to bring up. I didn't do this last week, but this week I'll do it. Okay. The Browns defense. Yep. Incredible performance. The only reason they didn't make this list is because they were playing the sorry ass Cardinals against a quarterback I've never heard of. I can't even remember the name of.
Doesn't matter. Reason. Kyler Murray's playing this week.
Yeah, don't matter. 27-0 shutout, 7 sacks, 2 picks, and a forced fumble recovery. Filthy. Absolutely gross. They've been great all year. This was by far the best defensive performance of the week. I'm not going to give it to the Chargers because the Jets' offense is abysmal. I thought about giving it to the Jets, but they lost, so I can't do that.
No.
Yeah. So shout out to the Browns defense. Well, no, I mean the Jets' defense was fucking unreal this week.
Well,
Justin Herbert had 131 passing yards. Gross. Yeah. They gave up fucking -7 last week. -7.
That's ridiculous.
All right. Enough of the hopium. And then obviously the other one, Nikola Jokic in the first in-season tournament game that he's played in, that the whole league's played in. He went for 33 points, 14 of 16 from the field.
Wow.
Which is north of 92% shooting, 14 rebounds, 9 assists with a win.
Wild. Absolutely filthy.
Gross.
That's why he's him.
Yeah, he is him. I don't think he's going to win another MVP this year because I think people are going to be stale of it.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. We'll have to see. So
he's always in the conversation, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we'll go in a chronological order with this. I put LeBron on the list. I figured big topic. We just talked about it. Let's put it on the list because this is what sparked me initially to bring up the GOAT debate. 35 points, 13 of 19 from the field. I believe he was 4 of 4 from 3, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and an overtime win against the Clippers, snapping a 13-game losing streak against the Clippers for the Lakers. 42 minutes played. Gross. He should not be doing this. 39.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me see. Did MJ at 39 do that? I don't think so.
Was Vince Carter doing this? No, bro was rotting on the Hawks bench.
Bro said, "I got one more in me.
I got one more in me." Yeah. So shout out to LeBron again. I'm sorry we're glazing you this for the first half hour of the show, but someone's got to glaze you.
Pause.
Pause. Well, no pause. It's LeBron, but pause. And then the next night, Wemby had his absolute breakout welcome to the league moment for himself. 38 points, a clear career high, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, in a win against Kevin Durant, who's been probably his most compared to player in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, KD is a large human being, pause. But you see a picture of him and Wemby next to each other. Wemby just looks like a fucking giant compared to KD.
Do you see the dunk he had on KD?
Yes. Yes.
Filthy, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. Rookie of the year. Lock it in. Victor.
In this game, he blocked one of KD's pull-up jumpers, like palmed it.
Yeah.
No one can do that. Because, I mean, think KD releases the ball way up off of a high jumper and he leans back. So you're talking about from like point of jump to the ball being released, it's got to be 10 and a half, 11 feet.
I saw the stat like a couple years ago. It's like a 10-foot release point.
Yeah, and Wemby
so for him to get that is ridiculous wingspan, bro.
Yeah, on a pull up midi, fucking palm the basketball. Gross.
That's filthy.
Yeah, I've watched almost every Spurs game because I'm so curious about what this young team with Pop's going to do, and they've been surprising. They're not going to be that good this season. They might make a play-in run, but
they're fun to watch though.
They're so much fun to watch. Keldon Johnson to me has really opened my eyes. He's been extremely good. Devin Vassell, I was like, why did bro get a bag? And he's been hooping.
Yeah.
Like they're fun. They just, if they had some veteran leadership, like genuine role players, not guys that rot on your bench and, talk shit in the locker room, but like genuine on court veteran leadership, I think they'd be a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
But dude, Wemby, he's him. He's him. When we all thought, I don't know, he's very light. I worry about health with his size. Like bro's played in every game, played in 2 back-to-backs already. And he's dominating. Awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. And then
hell yeah.
I would be remiss if I did not add this last guy onto the list, CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Set a rookie record, 5 touchdowns.
470 yards, 470 yards. We fucking go holy shit when Mahomes does that. Like, 470, Jesus.
This is a rookie, bro.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. And like to come into that team with a bad offensive line, you're expected to be terrible. You've got a rookie defensive head coach, bad weapons coming into the year. Yeah, you've had a piss poor running game all season and say, nah, listen, we're going to go on the road and beat a Tampa Bay team who's been pretty solid this season. They're going to stay at home. And they're going to beat a team like the Bucs, who's been very surprising again this season, like the Texans. And I'm going to throw for 470 on great completion percentage, 5 tuds, no picks. Put up 29 points in the second half and lead like a 30-second game-winning drive.
Absolutely ridiculous.
As a rookie.
As a rookie, bro.
The Panthers are depressed. No?
Absolutely. They definitely are. I know Frank Reich is feeling it right now because this is the guy he wanted. He wanted CJ Stroud. And ownership was like, nah, I saw all I needed to see in the championship game. Let's draft Bryce Young.
Yeah, and you know what's dumb too is like I feel like we overcomplicate these the analysis of college quarterbacks coming into the NFL, and like we look at ourselves later on and we're like, fuck, how did we not see that? Bryce Young is undersized, he's not mobile.
Yep.
He doesn't throw the prettiest ball. He was I hate this term, but I think he was a system quarterback in college.
Yeah.
He was a benefit of everything around him.
Yep. That's
and now,
exactly right.
Yeah. And now you take a guy like him, put him with the Panthers. They're struggling to win any type of game whatsoever. They only have one win. And then you have a guy like CJ Stroud who comes into a shit team coming off of a very controversial previous quarterback.
Yep.
A guy like Davis Mills who didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Rookie coach, just overall bad organization
Just
in there.
no culture whatsoever.
No, and then you turn them into a wild card team.
Yeah, bro. The Houston Texans are in the conversation, contrary to popular belief, and a lot of it is because of this man right here.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch. It really is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This has to strengthen the Rookie of the Year case for CJ Stroud, I think, because a lot of us wanted to say that Bryce Young was the favorite, him and Bijan, but even with Bijan not being used a whole ton down in Atlanta for whatever reason, I don't know why. CJ Stroud's been balling. Yeah,
he's clear cut, not even a conversation. The Rookie of the Year right now. Like there's nobody that I think is going to catch up. And not to like switch gears for a second, but you brought up Bijan and his underutilization. You know he's only had one carry inside the 5 this season.
Why? Why, bro? What?
I have no idea.
What is Arthur Smith smoking, bro? You do not see the physical specimen that you have. We saw what he did, like the first couple weeks. All those crazy juke moves, shaking people out their boots.
Yeah,
we're gonna give it to Tyler Algier. We're gonna give it to Cordell Patterson.
I just don't get it, bro.
Free Bijan.
Facts. Free Bijan.
Listen, if we did not need Jalen Carter, bring him my way. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to all 3 of these guys and the 2 honorable mentions. Excuse me. They had incredible performances this week. I love doing this segment now because I love glazing guys for I had to catch myself. Like,
facts.
I feel like we don't see this enough in the media where we're giving guys a shit ton of credit for what they're doing. Like, I've seen barely any CJ Stroud coverage in like television media at all this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen crazy.
I've seen
for what he did. Yep. I mean, I get it. It's against Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay is a sneaky mid-ish good team.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of fallen back to the mean, but I mean, they have talent.
Yeah, and great quarterbacks do these types of things.
Yeah. He definitely showed flashes for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to all 3 of these guys.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Let's address the
elephant in the room, shall we?
The other elephant here.
Arguably the bigger elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So, take it in, everybody. Here's our picks from last week. I think this was the by far worst outing in the history of the Day One podcast.
Hey, okay.
For Kyle.
Okay, let's pump the brakes on that.
Have any of us went 4-10 on picks ever?
Well, okay, let's just say this, okay? I'm okay with accepting this as my worst loss in the history of this show because I still won 4 times. So I'm okay with that.
At least I can never hear you've had the highest of highs and lowest of lows. Listen, we just had to get back to basics this week. That's all. That's all.
And honestly,
we were on a little bit of a skid. Yeah. Just had to, lock in.
Yeah, I want to grow up to be you, bro. Like facts. Yeah, I didn't have it this week. I like my picks coming into it. You and I picked 6 games separate, like 6 games we were against each other, and you won all 6 of them clean sweep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this tough loss, but you know what? We're gonna get back to the film room.
All right, yeah.
We're really gonna look at it
next week.
Yeah, we're on the next week. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna learn from this, and we're gonna continue to move forward because damn it, we're putting the work in.
Facts.
Okay,
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
The roots are growing. The roots are growing.
They're spratting. We're getting there. Okay. So hey, listen,
Bro,
I'm still
Nick Sirianni, I think he's like 36-8 or something like that since that speech.
yeah.
Filthy, bro.
Yeah.
Nasty work.
And half those losses came that year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nasty
it's
work.
insane. It's insane.
You
But
want to talk about a couple of these games?
I do. I don't want to
I definitely
spend.
want to touch on the Birds one, but I'm
Yeah.
curious to see which ones that you do want to touch on here.
Well, I feel like we should talk a little bit about the Germany game.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm tired of the fucking Patrick Mahomes hate I'm seeing everywhere, and the Chiefs hate.
I'm tired
All
of the Dolphins propaganda.
I'm getting in that way too. Like I do think they're a dangerous team, the Dolphins, because they can explode at any given moment. Pause. Yeah. I really do think they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I don't think they have the defensive prowess to be a great team. But really, for me, the story of the game is Patrick Mahomes. He didn't have the greatest of games, but if you go to that box score and you look at it, there's like 14 receivers, 3 catches, 3 catches, 3 catches, 2 catches, 2 catches, 3 catches.
Yeah.
He's spreading the ball around like nobody in the league right now.
Yeah.
And like everyone keeps saying all over TV and Twitter, the Chiefs need a receiver or they're cooked. If they can win like this in a weird environment outside of the States against another really good team, I don't see what the issue is. I don't. Rashee Rice has been stepping up. Travis Kelce is still Travis Kelce.
Yeah, bro.
That defense is the best Mahomes has ever played with.
Yeah. And they're young too, so they're going to be there for a while.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to the Chiefs, dude, and shout out to Mahomes. I mean, I don't think he's quite right now the MVP favorite. I think I don't think he's far enough out of it to where he can't get there.
Yeah, definitely like 2 or 3.
Yeah. So I'm tired of seeing all this shit. Like I hate this in the world of sports. Like no one likes greatness anymore. You know what I mean? Like no one liked when LeBron went to Miami.
Well,
one
no, I
liked
mean
watching.
not that nobody doesn't like greatness. They just don't like the same greatness. They want to see everybody else. They want to see different greatness every year. They don't want to see Patrick Mahomes continuing to do Mahomes things year in and year out.
But that's what pisses me off, though. Like,
Yeah,
sustained greatness is the definition of history, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
And I hate that people. That's what they hate. Maybe they don't hate greatness. They hate history.
Maybe.
Everyone. I'm a Jets fan. I should have wanted Tom Brady out of the league 10 years ago. But I enjoyed him constantly winning because it's something that we'll remember in the sports world, and that I can say
always remember him beating your ass, bro.
or not even just that, winning the Super Bowls. Like I can say in 10 years from now that I was there for the back half of Tom Brady's great career, and the same thing with LeBron. Like no one enjoys sustained greatness anymore. And I mean, dude, do you remember the amount of hate that the Warriors were getting at their absolute peak?
Yeah, I remember. I was one of those people handing them the hate, bro. I remember.
Which I don't understand, because it's like you're watching history. You're watching one of the probably the greatest point guard to ever live, the greatest shooter to ever live, the greatest shooting backcourt of our time, arguably one of the greatest probably the greatest undersized defender of all time.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, get him out of here. I want LaMelo Ball to win a championship.
I want Iguodala. Yeah. No,
I
agree, that. Bro. It's where we're at with sports, and it's a shame.
Yeah, I can't stand it. Like the only sustained greatness that people like, there's only 2 people that come to mind. We talked about one of them. Can you guess the 2? The 2 people that people love, even though they've sustained greatness for so long. We talked about one. The other one I haven't mentioned.
Brady?
No. People hate Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And Serena Williams.
True.
They're the only 2 people that have had sustained greatness that is universally loved.
Yeah.
And I can't stand that about the sports world. That's my biggest pet peeve. Like, I love watching Patrick Mahomes just torture every defense he goes up against.
Yeah. It's
But
it's just what he does. But yeah, we're gonna hate it. Not
Yeah.
not you and me, but just the greater
Yeah.
public is just gonna hate it.
yeah. So
Yeah, bro. And as far as the game for me, I'm sick of this Miami contender stuff. Because to me, to be honest, I don't know if this might be some controversy. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but in my opinion, the Dolphins are the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC.
Mhm.
They look flashy. They're like the broad on the street wearing the lingerie, all maked up, all that stuff. And then when push comes to shove, when you take her home, you got to do the business. It comes up short.
takes out a dick. You're like, what? What happened?
What? Wild, bro.
How many
Yeah,
shooters did I have?
Yeah. Miami has not won a game against a team over 500 so far this year.
No.
So, I mean, they're the definition of front running.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're more a front runner than the Cowboys are, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Cowboys are front runners.
Moving on.
That's a big
Yeah, absolutely.
big shoe to fill.
Shout out to the Ravens who absolutely dismantled the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Not my finest pick.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I was playing right into the game and it worked out.
Yep,
Listen, bro, we talk about Miami being a contender, so what? We got to start talking about Baltimore as a contender. That defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're probably the favorite in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
If it's not them, it's Kansas City. But I mean,
It's
like I
one of the
said,
two.
sustained hating on greatness, it probably is the Ravens. So
Yeah.
I don't really have faith in them. When push comes to shove, I'm going to take a guy that can dissect your defense.
Yeah.
With the pass. And we just haven't seen that from Lamar in the playoffs. So until I see it, I won't believe it. And
Right.
you know
They're
what I mean?
definitely a team that can make noise. He's been playing good enough, and the offense has been playing good enough.
Well, no, I think he's been playing great this season. I mean,
all the other guys around him. I mean,
yes.
They've been playing just good enough. He's been great. The defense has been great.
Yeah, they're definitely a scary team. I mean, honestly, bro, they match up in Arrowhead in the conference championship. Are you even giving the Ravens a thought? I'm not.
An Arrowhead, I don't know.
And it's probably the AFC is probably gonna run through Arrowhead again. So
yeah,
probably. I mean, they're the same record right now, but I don't see a way
unless KC drops some games and Baltimore just continues to roll. Because I
Maybe.
mean, look, Baltimore's schedule is looking pretty favorable for the next
It
few
is.
weeks.
It is.
So who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to see moving forward. But yeah, shout out to the Ravens. We already talked about the Browns, talked about Texans a little bit. I don't really give a fuck about the Bears. Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs to come in and not get any practice reps. He got no practice reps with the Vikings at all. Barely knew people's names. Now, I don't know if that was a exaggeration or what, but I mean, I would understand if it wasn't, because if you're not on the practice field, you're probably not in the building with these guys. To come in and execute a win on the road, dude, that goes to show that the brain that this guy has for being an astronaut outside of football is just insane. Yeah,
bro, he's proven to be a guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a great quarterback by any means,
right?
But
he's definitely like a bridge guy.
He's a football player. That's what he is.
Yeah,
he's a guy that comes in, knows what he's got to do, and he's going to do it. That's Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, bro, for sure. After whoever they had starting had a concussion, I didn't even see that coming, to be honest.
Yep.
So that caught me by surprise. And Josh Dobbs doing Josh Dobbs things with Justin Jefferson coming back potentially in a week or so.
Mm-hmm. They're still alive, dude.
Still have a chance. Yeah, bro. They still have a chance in the wild card race.
Yeah, they do.
And to be honest, by the way the rest of the conference is playing in that tier of the NFC, They have the best shot.
They do,
have the
and
best shot.
they're not out of their division yet, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I mean, we love the Lions. You and me are Lions truthers, but like, I mean, I'm not gonna act and sit here like I feel like the Lions are a lock right now. I think they're the better team, but
Yep.
the Vikings have been are proving that they can get it done in late game situations right now.
Yeah.
So
And
shout out to Josh.
Testament to Brian Flores too. He really
absolutely
he turned that whole, especially the defense, bro. He turned that defense around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to him 100%.
Facts.
Rams, Packers,
Saw that one coming.
Washington Patriots. Thank you.
Eh.
Thank you for winning me money, I guess.
We really didn't care about that game.
Colts, Panthers, I don't give a fuck about.
Giants, Raiders. How about that surprise?
Yeah, I guess. That's cool.
That interim head coach propaganda is real, and to be honest, I kind of saw that one coming.
Yep.
So I'm not surprised at that one.
I think too much into it, I think. I mean, honestly, you really look at it, and if you think about it objectively, it's like, how the fuck is this team supposed to execute when they lost their head coach 4 days ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Benched their starters, fired their coordinators.
Yeah.
But
hey,
they really rallied
Tommy
around.
DeVito. They were going up against Tommy DeVito. So
yeah. And next week they're going up against Zach Wilson. So
yeah, I mean that's an L for them. It's an L. Let's just be straight about it. But
right.
Yeah, so shout out to the Raiders. Giants are cooked. Yeah.
Worst team in football.
Panthers are pretty bad.
Them and the Panthers, yeah.
Yeah, Panthers are pretty bad.
It's
Cardinals are bad too.
It's a shame, bro, because for the success they had last year, you thought that they would come out and look a little bit more decent. But, bro, it almost seems like them winning that playoff game in Minnesota was the worst thing that could have happened to them.
Facts.
Which is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because they had a false sense of hope and belief that Daniel Jones was the guy. And now he's hurt.
To be honest, he looked
bad.
Like it in that Minnesota game. But again, you're playing Ed Donatell's defense, who was like the absolute worst in the league. Of course he's gonna carve you up, bro. Then we saw what happened the next week.
Yeah.
Regressed back to the mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we are.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dallas Eagles. I'd say it lived up to the hype of a division matchup of gladiators.
Yep.
First off, fuck you, bro. Once again, fuck you. I went back and watched the pod, bro, and your keys to victory for the Cowboys were to force turnovers and make the Eagles play a perfect game.
Yeah.
Both were wrong.
Well, no, those were the keys to success, and those things didn't happen.
They didn't happen.
Yeah, that was the keys to victory. Guess what? The keys didn't hit, so the Eagles won.
Yeah. We
so
saw.
I
listen,
was
bro,
right. I
was right. I tried to tell y'all last week. I do not foresee Dak Prescott coming into that building with the game on the line, having to win the game, and doing so. And he showed it the last drive. I mean, the 2-point conversion, he stepped out of bounds. Okay. Still, I guess situationally they could have went for the field goal, took it to overtime, so it was kind of a L on that part. But the last drive, 40-something yard bomb, PI, James Bradbury. Just hold on, bro. That whole entire sequence was that was the wackiest ending to a game I've ever seen, I think. Because 40-yard bomb, James Bradbury, PI, it looked like he destroyed his knee, bro. And I was like, he's done for the year, bro. The way you saw it on the replay, I was like, he's done. He's done for the year. So then they trot out, I think it was Eli Ricks or Sidney Brown or something like that. Next play, Slay goes out. So now we're really cooked. And then CeeDee Lamb wide open, and they're inside the 10. And you're just thinking bro, we have Sidney Brown, Eli Ricks, and I don't even know who the other guy was out there. I think I don't even know. That was that much of a blur.
Yep.
And then we get false start, sack.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're out of range. And then I fucking turned it off. And then I turn it back on. Slay and Bradbury are back out there. I'm like, what the hell what am I watching, bro?
I don't want to cut you off. Okay. But I'm in a domestic dispute right now on Facebook.
Okay.
With my father.
Oh, okay.
My father.
Why?
Decided to comment on the post I made about the show saying this. Okay. And I quote Ron Hashak Jr. LeBron will never be the GOAT. MJ 6 rings, 6 tries. He didn't have to move teams to get his rings. Case closed. So here's my response. Okay? What did MJ do in the 7 years without Scottie Pippen? Not even make it out of the first round of the playoffs. And to be fair, it wasn't 6 tries. MJ played what? 14 years? It's 14 tries.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to admit that he played in Washington.
Mysterious Gamblin suspension,
yeah,
where he took 2 years off to go play baseball.
Nobody wants to address the elephant that MJ couldn't win shit without Scottie and then was a shell of himself in Washington.
Well, yeah, I mean, at that point, he's old. So.
I mean, LeBron's old. LeBron's carrying a Lakers team right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. LeBron was just in the conference. LeBron was in the conference finals. 37. LeBron was at the conference finals at 38 last year. So I mean, like, what are we talking about?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's funny. Shout out, Pops.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, getting back to this game, the wackiest ending, and then just the underneath route to CD. I knew at that point it was a wrap. We had it, but it was an absolute exhilarating game. This bye could not come at a better time. Dallas was playing really dirty. They broke Dallas Goedert's forearm, so he's out for 4 weeks now. And Jalen Hurts, bro, for I gotta be honest, bro, for about 2 minutes, I thought the season was over. About 2 minutes.
Oh, with the knee.
Yeah. The DeMarcus Lawrence cheap shot. Should have been a flag. Cheap shot on the bad knee. And just to see this man limping, bro, I felt the same way that you did when we went to scorecard on week 1.
No, you
did. I did. I don't have faith in Marcus Mariota, bro. I just don't. And I don't need that Chip Kelly arc to complete. So yeah. But thankfully he was good enough to trot back out there and then come out in the second half and ball out. So prayers up to him in that knee. Get in the hyperbolic chamber this bye week. We got like the longest bye week. We play not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. We got plenty of time to get this rest, big fella, because we need it. But yeah, bro, he played a good game. Dak played a good game, but just the situational awareness at the end is really the difference in this one. Because to be honest, we gave them every single chance to win this game. We should have I don't know what that 3rd and 3 call, not the Swift fumble, because that was just a miscommunication. But the 3rd and 3 where we just threw the go ball to AJ, I don't know why you just don't run there. And it still seems like Brian Johnson's figuring that stuff out.
Yeah.
But in terms of like red zone and everything else, he's getting a lot better. And like I said, it was going to take time for him to, get used to things like that. But now once we get into this situational stuff, we got to start locking in. So that's the last piece of the puzzle for Brian Johnson, I think. And listen, time's ticking. I'm going to be honest, bro. We're getting in this tough stretch. And we're gonna have it figured out.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
got to do a lot of self-scouting this week.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very good win to go in 8-1. Absolutely huge win too. That puts us up 2.5 games in the division.
Yep.
Especially considering Cowboys are going to be front running the next 3 weeks. So if we can get to like 2-1 out of that stretch to go back and play them in Dallas, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because then we can afford to split with them. Because I think we might have we'll be tied head to head. We might have we'll have the conference tiebreaker because I'm factoring in us beating the Niners in that. Yeah. So we're in a really good spot for the 1 seed.
You are. My thoughts in this game. I mean, I'm interested. We won't spend too much time on it because I want to move on. But
yeah,
I actually have quite a bit of faith in Dallas coming out of this game. Reason being, this is like I really feel like coming out of a game. This is the first time where I feel like, wow, the Cowboys were in this game because of Dak.
But they lost it because of Dak.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did, bro. What
didn't.
game were you watching?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, bro? Did you not see the end of the game? That's on Dak.
Dak was getting them into position to
and
go
then
down.
Once they got in position, he got him out of position. What are we talking about, bro? It's on Dak.
It's not on Dak.
The false start is not on Dak. I'll give you that. But the 2 sacks to push him out of touchdown range, it's on Dak. It's on Dak.
I don't put that much into it. I mean, like he's taking sacks because he wants to make a play, and that's what you want to do at the end of these games.
But he's got to make the play at that point.
He didn't have any open receivers.
Scramble and throw it away. Live to see another day.
Well, yes, of course, and yes, you could make that argument, but I could also say that like in a game like this where you're trying to win, you hold on to that football and you try to make a play. It's not like it's different early on in the game. Like, no, get rid of the football, live to play another down. Like, this is a late game situation where you're trying to get down the field. Every play counts. So I get holding on to the football. I get that. Dak was great this whole game.
He was. I'm not saying he wasn't because he was.
He was all, like, and maybe I can't, like, they were in this game because of Dak, in my opinion. To
the point of the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, like I came out of this game saying, okay, if Dak can be that type of player for this team, I have a lot of faith in them moving forward. Regardless if they blow out these next bad matchups that they have, if they blow these guys out like they just might. I mean, still, like I have faith in Dak knowing that he showed up in a big game. Now you lose, so you got to live with it.
I disagree somewhat.
Yeah.
Because sure, he showed up.
Yeah.
But in the situation where you needed to have the 2-point conversion, needed to have it, steps out of bounds. The final drive, for me, Jalen Hurts is not taking 2 sacks. Patrick Mahomes is not taking 2 sacks in a row to push you out.
But here's the thing, too, though. Here's the thing, too, though. We know Dak's not Jalen. We know Dak's not Mahomes. We know that. I'm not trying to make that argument.
For me, it showed me everything I need to know.
Bro,
it showed me everything I need to know, bro.
Let's move on.
I'm just saying, bro. It did.
I'm not getting into this again.
Listen,
let's move on.
They were in the game because of Dak, and they lost because of Dak. As simple as that, bro. It's simple mathematics.
I'm not in that.
I'm just saying, bro. Yeah. Listen, I'm not coddling Dak over this, bro.
I'm not coddling Dak either. But all I'm saying is, if Dak continues to play the way he's been playing, I have a lot of confidence in Dallas because I don't feel like we're gonna have to go into games and think, well, yeah, but what is Dak gonna do? If Dak continues to play the way he's playing, why would we think that? And this isn't me putting Dak into a class where he doesn't belong, but like even if he starts proving himself and winning games himself, we're not going to think of him being in this level. But if he can do these types of things against other teams, like dude, the Eagles are the favorites in the conference. Like, let's not like. Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here and
you don't understand the magnitude of the situation. Yeah, the Eagles are the favorite, and you had the game. by the Bulls. And what did you do? Took 2 sacks, pushed you out, stepped out of bounds when you should have converted for 2. Then you wouldn't have had to worry about getting them all the way down the field.
I don't know. I guess I'm in the camp of the offensive line needs to block. I guess the offensive line needs to fucking block. That's what it comes down to.
I guess. I don't
The
know.
offensive line needs to block. I can't put it on Dak because a guy got pressure on him. Like I can put it on him in a way for taking a sack, but like in that situation, I get it. Like, yeah, oh, you can't take a sack there. Well, you throw it away and what? Like, I'd rather take the risk of getting sacked and have a chance for a big play to open up. I'd take that chance. Maybe you're not in that camp, but
we haven't seen in against good teams in these types of situations. We haven't seen Dak and the Dallas offense execute. We started to see it, and then we didn't see it. So for me, it showed me everything that I need to know about the Cowboys.
Well,
my thought process on them has been correct. Because for them to beat these good teams, they have to take advantage of these situations. And
I get that, but he also got them within 2 yards of winning the game. Like he took the sacks, but he got them up there.
I know, but he cock teased them, bro. He got them. What are we? We're gonna reward him for almost doing it. He didn't do it, bro. It's that simple.
Well, I could also blame the play call to have only CeeDee Lamb all the way out there, knowing damn well there's 5 guys sitting in the end zone. It's just CeeDee Lamb out there, and that's it. Nobody else is up.
I'm not even talking about the final play. Like
I get that. I get that. But I mean, like,
I don't know what that was drawn up to, but just
Dak made a clean throw to CeeDee Lamb with a chance to get in the end zone. Now, if you have guys up there running with him, there's a chance he sneaks through. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, but it wasn't going to happen.
Well, it could have if there was other guys up there.
It could have happened if you didn't take 2 sacks and push him back 25 yards. But
maybe.
Who am I to
well,
say?
Here's the thing, though. If he doesn't take those 2 sacks and he gets them in range, who's to say CD doesn't get tackled at the 2 on a 20-yard pass instead of a 40-yard pass? You know what I mean?
Like, we're doing right now?
If, buts, and maybes.
We're talking about if, buts, and maybes. The absolutes is that Dak got him in range, took 2 sacks, got him out of range, lost him the game.
I'm not in that camp, but let's move on.
You got to add to the situational fuck up list for Dallas.
I'm not in that camp, but
I am, bro.
We're moving on.
This showed me everything I need to know about Dallas in terms of big games against good teams, in situations where you have to have it. Dallas will Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas will Dallas.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on. There's no convincing you of anything when it comes to anything.
Because I'm right, bro.
You're not.
We all watched it. We all watched this man.
Okay, that's cool.
Get him a bet, like, bro. The biggest blue ball for Dallas Cowboys fans of the season. He was less than 10 yards away, and it looked like the sky was falling. And then, the false start really started it, but then you snowball that with 2 sacks. And then, like, incomplete. What are we doing?
I can put that on 3 straight offensive line fuck-ups, to be honest.
I'm not making any excuses for Dak.
I'm not making excuses for Dak. I'm putting the blame on where it rightfully should be, on the offensive line, who needs to fucking block for more than 2 seconds.
I'm not giving him any flowers. I'm not giving him a participation trophy or a moral loss. It's just not happening, bro.
If this was against any other team, you'd feel the same way. I guarantee it. No, you wouldn't, because you still hate them because you're an Eagles fan.
No, that's not true.
That's all it comes down to.
It's not true, because I've seen him do this how many times before? I told you when we previewed the game last week, I don't see Dak having a chance to win the game and doing it. He had the chance, and he didn't do it. It's that simple.
All right, that's it. Move on.
Why are you throwing to Jalen Tolbert? 4th down.
Let's move on.
Why?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Carolina Thursday Night Football goes into Chicago. Who do you got?
Oh, my God. I think Justin Fields is playing. With that being said, give me the Bears at -3.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Low key. No faith in Carolina.
I don't either. They're
None.
probably gonna have. They don't even have the number 1 pick.
No, it's stuff sledded for these boys, dude. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
Oh God.
Oh man. Oh, what
What
a
a
Frankfurt game this is.
waste of
Indianapolis
bro, what
Colts
is prime time this
versus the
week?
New England Patriots.
Oh my God. I'd rather watch any game but these primetime games.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's not a single good game outside of the 2 1:00 games of Cleveland, Baltimore, and San Fran, Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'm unfortunately gonna have to watch the blowout of the Giants, probably. But with that being said, give me the Colts. Give me the
Okay.
Colts. I know it's neutral field, and this is practically a pick 'em, but Colts they're not flying high, but they got some momentum. Shane Steichen got these boys playing. I have faith in the Colts, bro. I don't have faith in the Patriots. Now can I see Bill Belichick upsetting them? I can.
Mhm.
But again, there's just nothing has gone right for the New England Patriots.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I'm going to take New England here. Reason
Yeah.
being, in a traveling environment where there's a lot of distractions, I like the veteran coach who's seen everything over the rookie head coach in this type of situation. So
Yeah.
just with that being said, I'm going to take New England just because I think they'll travel better. They're more tight knit. That's really all I think it comes down to for me. It's just I trust. I don't think Belichick has been necessarily a great coach, but when it comes to the personality and the culture in the room, I still trust in that.
Right.
So I think with that mindset, it makes me want to take New England.
Yep. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I could totally see it. So
Yep.
I don't hate it. I don't have faith. I just don't.
I'm with you on that, but
I feel the same way about them as I do about the Panthers, as I do about the Giants.
Nope.
No faith.
That's fair.
Oh man. All right. Next game here. This is a really good game. Houston Texans going into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals are 6.5-point home favorites. I don't know, man. Houston's coming off of that close win. But Cincinnati, bro, listen. Remember like week 5 when we wrote Cincinnati off?
Yep.
Here they are, tied for second in the North.
Yep. That's how it goes every year. Every year. The Bengals.
Give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I think I'm going to ride with you on this one. I could definitely see Houston just keeping it close because of the greatness of CJ Stroud. Because this is a relatively big line for a team that's been underrated this season.
I agree. And I could totally see it being a 3-point game.
Yeah.
And him coming off of a 5-touchdown game. But, bro.
I do think the Bengals are clicking right now.
They are clicking. That defense is playing lights out. And it's hard for me to bet against them. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Green Bay on the road going into Pittsburgh. Bro, I don't even care about like any of these football games. Like, bro, I can't get like I'm Draymond right now. Like, I can't get up for these games on Wednesday night in Charlotte.
Tell me, Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
I can't get up for these games. I like Pittsburgh in this game. Honestly, they're at home. They have the better coach. I think better quarterback right now. Better defense. I think they're just an overall better team. And I don't know. Like, I feel like we need to start coming around on the Steelers more. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't have faith in their quarterback.
Yeah.
I have more faith in Jordan
Love. That's the unproven thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I have more faith in him than Jordan Love. But like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Steelers as well. Reason being, I like the defensive matchup versus Jordan Love. That's really all it comes down to me. The Green Bay defense is going to give Pittsburgh some fits. You know, their offense is this kind of hit or miss for me, to be honest. But that Pittsburgh secondary, or really the D line, is going to be the one to watch.
It's going to be a sloppy offensive game for both sides.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next game. Good lord. Tennessee Titans going into Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. This is practically a pick'em. Both of these franchises coming off of losses, I do reckon.
Yep. I'm taking the Bucks because they're at home.
Yeah. Same.
Baker's a veteran quarterback. Will Levis in his third start against a talented defense. I feel like I say this every week, and it like continues to disappoint me. It continues to disappoint me, but
they're like a girlfriend that's cheating on you, and she says, "I'm going to be better for you," and she just doesn't.
Yeah, you just keep giving her chances, and that bitch keeps ripping your shit out.
Yep, that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. Shout out to my ex.
Yeah. Shout out to my no shout out to my two exes because they don't get shout outs.
No shout out.
We up here. We up here now. Shout out. You know who we'll give a shout out to? My beloved missus. Shout out.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's a pick and roll? Answer me that question.
Hey, she's the number one team in fantasy, bro.
She don't even, bro.
I tried to tell y'all.
If we took away her phone and said, "Hey, name me 5 players on your team," I don't believe she could do it. I don't know if that's a controversial statement.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get this sorted out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss this at a later time.
Facts,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, I love to talk shit with her because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Thanks for taking care of my homie when I can't.
Yep.
Respectfully. Yeah, bro. Tampa Bay for me.
Yeah, me too. All right, here's a good game right here.
Yeah,
Cleveland and Baltimore.
About fucking time.
Yeah, about damn time. Baltimore is 6-point home favorites. Divisional game. Cleveland's defense. This is like a defense off.
This is the test to see if Lamar has really become a good to great passer. This is the test. He's got a good offensive line. They're not going to stop Cleveland's defensive line every snap, but when there's opportunity, he needs to take advantage of it because he's not going to get very many of them.
Yep.
And I could say the same thing with number 4
in
Cleveland. So
right.
I'm in the camp that the Ravens win this game in a nail biter. So I'm taking Cleveland to cover.
This is tough for me.
And I also
part of me wants to like because Baltimore's just been steamrolling teams that we think should be close games.
They have been. I also don't think I don't think they're going to sustain because the last 2 weeks they've won 75-9 combined.
Yeah,
I don't see that continuing this week. I think they'll still win. I think they'll be great. I think it could be even a 5-point, 6-point spread. But I just like Cleveland to keep it close because of that defense, dude. And then no one's really talking about how good Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford have been together. They've actually been pretty strong in the absence of Nick Chubb. So that might help their offense move the ball a little bit. So, we'll see. I could definitely see Baltimore blowing them out. I could see them getting upset, but I'm going to stick in the camp of Baltimore wins it in a nail biter.
I'm going to take Baltimore.
Okay.
I don't know, bro. Listen, they just been rolling.
Yeah.
This could be a 3, 4, 5 point game. This could also be a 35-point game.
Yep.
They're at home. They've been strong at home against teams that we think games should be close. So I think the trend continues.
Yeah.
Even though it's a divisional opponent who is very good as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Probably the game of the week.
Yep.
At 1
San
o'clock.
Francisco going into Jacksonville to take on the Jags.
I will definitely be golfing this Sunday.
Yep. Yep. I'll be
golfing.
All of the things that I have not been able to do with my misses this week.
Pause. Hey,
pumpkin
yo.
picking
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to
corn
display.
maze.
I thought you were about to
enjoying-
display the information
No,
that the
No.
people don't want to hear over the program.
no. Corn maze enjoying.
Hay
Brunch
bale
having.
riding.
Hay bell riding. Brunch having.
Hell yeah. Make sure you
Niners
wear
are
your flannel.
3-point road favorites.
So, question. The Niners lose this game, it's panic button time, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think they're there yet because I think Seahawks have kind of taken a step back too. This is definitely a panic button game for them. They need to win.
Yeah, and I think they do. So I'm going to take them at -3.
Yeah.
They're coming off. They've dropped 3 straight, and they had a bye. They traded for Chase Young. It seems like they're in the camp of turning it around, but the Jags are also coming off of a bye too, and they're a
rolling.
legit team.
The Jags are a legit contender for me. Like to me, this isn't a big difference in like overall stature in the league. So
no, I don't either. But I think the Niners get it done on the road.
No, I'm with you on that. I don't see them winning.
If they drop 4 straight, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm sure you are. I'm
cry.
Sure you are. Yeah,
I'm gonna cry laughing, bro.
Yeah, I'll be extremely surprised if they do because, like, I mean, full bye, get your guys healthy. You know what I mean? They need to have this game, and I just don't know if they're capable enough of doing it. Like we've seen the Bengals do it, or other teams like that, because we haven't really seen them. We haven't seen them, and we haven't seen the Chiefs in this. Not the Chiefs. We haven't seen the Niners in this kind of adversity in a long time. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm gonna take them high expectations, and then you know what? If they let me down, listen. It doesn't hurt me any, bro. It just widens the gap.
Pause.
No, all facts.
Facts. Yep.
Because I got to worry about the Lions.
No.
Okay. Link Invitational. Next game here. New Orleans Saints going into Minneapolis to take on the Josh Dobbs-led Vikings.
Yep.
Saints are
Shout out,
favorites.
Kirk. Hope you recover quickly.
Yep. I know you won't be back this year, but hopefully for the pro day in March. Saints are 2.5-point road favorites. Man, the way Josh Dobbs has been playing, bro, I don't know where to go with this one. The Saints have been solid. They've been bad beats on the spread, but they've been winning games. They're 5-4, leading the NFC South. Probably going to win that division.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Saints. Actually,
I didn't write it down yet.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
I'm going to take the Saints because I think that as awesome as that game was for Josh Dobbs last week, I don't think it's realistic. We saw Baker just last year win a game with only being in the building 2 days and then fall flat on his face the following week.
Yeah, I agree then. Yeah. I'll stick with that.
Yeah, I
agree.
With you.
That was kind of my reasoning behind it, but I was just like, man, I don't know. They've been playing. He is just whoever he's on a roster for. He's just been balling out.
And the thing too is I really don't want to shit on the guy because he's been doing amazing things. He's been playing good football for Josh Dobbs. He hasn't been playing great quarterbacking.
Right.
So,
but for him, he's been balling out.
Absolutely. So, respect to Josh Dobbs, but respectfully, you're catching New Orleans' hands this week.
Facts.
Yep.
That's facts.
Another
game here.
Firecracker of a game.
Atlanta Falcons going into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. This is a pick 'em, and the Falcons are favored.
Is Kyler Murray playing?
Yes, he is expected to start. Let me triple check that, but I am 99% sure that's what I saw.
Yeah,
Oh, somebody Somebody scooped him up in our fantasy league. Hold on.
Oh,
Yes, Jack. Of course he did.
of course you did, bro.
Yes,
Let
he's
me hear
expected
it.
to make his debut.
Okay. With that being said, I'm in the camp of the Cardinals winning this game.
I am too. Actually, you know what? Listen, I put my Jonathan Gannon bias aside for this one.
Yep.
Again, we don't know what to expect, so he might look like shit.
Mhm.
But from all that we've heard, is that this man is motivated to get back on the football field.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see a
Here's my
dripping
concern,
Kyler
though,
Murray.
bro. Here's my concern. I don't know if you're not a huge gamer like I am. The new Call of Duty comes out on Friday.
I'm not concerned, bro.
Uh,
He's had all of listen, bro.
double XP weekends.
I understand that. Listen, I get it. Listen, and I am a Kyler Murray truther in that camp. But this man has been able to get off his COD what's the word I'm looking for?
Grind.
Huh?
His grind. The COD grind.
Not the grind. Just the itch. You know,
Okay.
the COD itch.
Yep.
He's had months and months and months and months and months. So I'm sure he's sick of COD.
Well, you can't. The new one comes out Friday.
I get it, bro, but he's probably sick of it. He probably doesn't care about the new one.
I'm sick of the new COD, but I'm so excited for Friday, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, listen, I'm taking Arizona with you. I'm not trying to flip flop, but listen, let's not be surprised if the Falcons blow them out.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
If Bijan could be on this field for 5 snaps, and I'll still not be surprised.
He'll have 5 yards at
yeah.
the end of the game on 2 carries.
Yeah, so let's just
I'm
get that out there.
I'm gonna, contrary to popular belief on this program, I'm taking the Cardinals this week.
All right, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. But I if I open up my phone on Friday night and this man is live streaming, I'm gonna have some concerns.
Me too.
I'm gonna be sweating this pick.
I agree.
All right,
oh man,
this one's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, bro. Detroit Lions heading into SoFi to take on the LA Chargers. Chargers are kind of on an upswing. You know, they're kind of in the Bengals camp. They've been kind of trash at the beginning of the year, but have kind of turned it around. And
I don't know if I guess they could turn it around, kind of
a little bit. Not to the extent of the Bengals, but I mean, they've kind of taken advantage of cupcakey opponents. Lions were they on a bye last week? I can't remember.
Yeah, they were.
They were. Give me the Lions.
Yep, I am 100% with you. The Chargers aren't going to have as bad of as an offensive day as they had against the Jets like last week. The Lions don't have the defense that the Jets have.
But they still have a really good defense.
Yeah, but the Lions are going to exploit the Chargers. The Chargers, I think, were given a false sense of hope that they're a good team. I don't believe they are a good team. At the end of the day, listen, we could talk about the Cowboys and how they cowboy, and we could talk about other teams,
and how they bill.
But let me tell you something. The Chargers will Charger. Every week, okay? There's not a Dak masterclass 4 times a year that could save you. There's not a Josh Allen up game on the roller coaster that could save you. It's just the Chargers will Charger every week.
Facts.
So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
I agree. I am also taking the Detroit Lions. Next game here, I don't really think we have to talk about this too much. The New York Giants going into Jerry World to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys are 16.5 point favorites at home.
16.5 points. And I got news for you.
I
don't think that line's big enough.
I don't either. Give me Dallas at minus 25.5.
Yeah. That defense.
Give me Dallas.
Tommy
Coming off
DeVito.
of Tommy DeVito, who listen, bro. It's like leading the sheep into the slaughterhouse.
That's exactly
Dallas is pissed after blowing their opportunity at really taking control of the NFC East.
Yep.
They're pissed. They're just going to take it out on the sorry old Giants. and the Giants might lose by 40.
I feel so bad for the Giants.
I do too, bro. I feel so bad, bro.
Bro.
Shout out the moms. I told her earlier today. I was like, I hate to come on this program and kind of grill you for the lock of the week last week. But yeah, the hope is out the window.
Yeah, it's gone. No faith.
She agrees. So yeah,
respectfully,
give me Dallas.
Yeah.
Next question.
Washington on the road going into Seattle. Seattle coming off of an absolutely absolutely terrible loss. I'm trying to think of like the weeks. Brutal loss against the Ravens. Now they're at home. You know what I mean? Get that bad taste out of their mouth. Get in front of the 12th man against another sorry team that's going to have to go up against a pissed off team on the road. Yeah. So like, I like the Seahawks.
Yeah, bro. Listen, Sam Howell, they've been playing pretty decent.
Yeah. He's been a big surprise this year.
He has, bro. He's been very good. And listen, they got a quarterback to build around in Washington. And
I don't go that far.
I think Ron. Well, hey,
wouldn't go that far. Eric Bieniemy ain't gonna be there forever. Eric Bieniemy get a head coach job this offseason, so he's gonna be bad next year.
He might be their head coach.
Oh, maybe if he's their head coach, then
in Washington. So, so hey, they've had very good rapport. I think Ron Rivera finally found out that Chase Young and Montez Sweat aren't on the roster anymore. But yeah, I mean, they're one of those teams that have kind of been cover darlings this year. But with that being said, give me Seattle at -6.
Yeah. But let's just say though, shout out to Washington winning that game last week without those two guys.
Yeah,
good for them.
Yep.
But it comes to a halt this week.
Yep. Next game, good Lord, this primetime slate. The schedule makers must hate us. They must hate our guts.
Well, you also have to think about it, though. This was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers versus Davante Adams. Davante Adams is pissed off, don't want to be there, and Aaron Rodgers is hurt. So, I mean, I get the premise of wanting this game.
Right. But, like, why do we want Carolina and Chicago?
Yeah. Flex San Fran, Jacksonville into Sunday night.
Why do we want the Colts and the Patriots?
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Actually, no, that's fine. Send them overseas.
Yeah, facts. Go get at.
Yeah. But, yeah. All right. Jets on the road against the Raiders in Vegas. Jets are 1.5. Well, they're 1 point favorites on the road. Practically a pick 'em. I'm going to take the Raiders, though. Reason being, I don't have, with all due respect, bro, I don't have faith in your offense to move the ball. And the Raiders defense, as of late, even after firing Josh McDaniels, even before, they've started to play a lot better. And with what I can't even think of the guy's name. Their interim head coach,
Antonio Pierce. I think
Antonio Pierce. Yeah, they seem to be rallying around him, and he's got the locker room by the balls.
Yep.
And that's dangerous.
Yep.
You could make the argument that second games for interim head coaches are not good, but I don't know, bro. They have talent. That's the thing about the Raiders, bro. They just like the culture and the structure is just like the shittiest fucking thing, but it's not like they don't have talent. They have Josh Jacobs. They have Davante Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro's there somewhere. They got some guys on defense.
Yep.
And at home, I cannot see Zach Wilson making enough plays on the road to win this game, especially if he can't do it at home against the Chargers.
Yeah. Here's my argument. So I'm going to take the Jets. Last week I definitely misread the idea of the defense. Well, I mean, I didn't misread it. It didn't go our way, but like the Jets, Zach Wilson was the better quarterback on the field last week. He just was.
That's crazy to say.
He was.
Wild.
He was.
He might be better than Aiden O'Connell or
not even. No, that's not where I'm going. Like, I mean, like I have zero faith that Aiden O'Connell can do anything against his defense. Nothing. Like this to me, like this is going to sound wild, but I think we're in the midst of a 3-0 game. Like straight up, bro. Like we're going to get in field goal range once or twice, hit one of them. I don't think the Raiders are doing shit unless we turn the ball over at the 1 like we did last week.
You might.
Bro, we gave up 191 yards last week and lost by 3 scores. Now, I don't foresee that happening against Aiden O'Connell. I get it if it's Justin Herbert. I get it, especially giving him short fields. I can see this game being a game where it comes down to the kickers. It's straight field goals, not a single touchdown scored. And it's going to be 9-6, 9-3, 3-0, 12-9, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't see either of they're both bad in the red zone. They're both I mean, and the reason I think the Jets are going to win is just because I think it's going to be who's worse. Vegas's offense or my offense?
Yeah.
And my offense has been moving the ball. We've just been turning the ball over. And when Zach Wilson doesn't turn the ball over, we win.
Yeah.
No, they don't have the pass rush outside of Max Crosby that I think that can really get after Zach the way the Chargers did. They're not going to give up 8 sacks again. And I think we had a lot of opportunities to turn the ball over. The one thing I do put on our defense is like we were playing to score as a defense, not to get the ball. Like there were 2 different times we caused fumbles and our guys didn't jump on the ball. They went for the scoop and score and we missed it both times. So I don't expect that to happen again. I think this is going to be a bad Aiden O'Connell game. Zach Wilson still has not thrown a pick in like 200 pass attempts. Now he fumbled 3 times last week, lost 2 of them. If that happens again, 3 fumbles is a lot. I can't see that happening again. It's just, that's a lot of fumbles for any quarterback. I think we get this done in a putrid Sunday Night Football game, but I don't care how we win right now because Aaron Rodgers is right around the corner.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So that's my view of it. I'm trying to keep my bias out of it, but I feel like what I'm saying is making sense based off the structure of both these teams.
Yeah, it does make sense. I
don't think we're gonna have to move the ball to win this game because this is by far the worst quarterback we've played this year, and we've made a lot of really really good ones look mid.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
That's my argument.
Very true.
Really. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it very well could go that way.
The hopium's well and alive.
Yeah, it's facts. Listen, Aaron Rodgers told Derwin James, give me a few weeks.
Bro, if he's back.
If
we get week 12, week 13 Aaron Rodgers, if we can win
Black
this
Friday.
game,
Aaron Rodgers on Black Friday.
Bro. All right, let's move on.
Oh man! All right, last game on the slate here, Monday Night Football. Here's a little bit better one. I don't know. I guess. Broncos going into Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are 7.5-point home favorites, coming off of an L in Cincinnati. Broncos are coming off of what? A bye week?
I believe so.
Let's check that.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep. So, to me, the Denver Broncos this year, and this is another one of my incredible analogies that I just be coming up with off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos are the old farmer that's just trying to get the last little bit of milk out of the cow. Like, come on. I know you got at least half a bucket in you.
Yep. Russell Wilson, you got half a bucket in you.
They're trying to milk as much as they can out of Russell Wilson. And it really hasn't been working out for them. Now, their defense has definitely stepped up the last few weeks. It hasn't been as piss poor as it was in the beginning of the season. And Josh Allen, he's coming off a Dan game. So what comes after the Dan game, Anthony?
Oh,
up game. So guess what? I'm taking Buffalo -7.5.
I am too.
Yep.
I am too.
Up, down. Now we're back up.
We up
Mhm.
now.
Probably still a turnover, but
Yeah. I don't have thoughts on this game, to be honest.
me neither.
I really don't. Buffalo's coming off of a putrid loss against the Bengals in the DeMar Hamlin Memorial game. Even though the Broncos are coming off of a bye week, we don't know what they are.
No, we don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We know what the Bills are. The Beals, they're better than the Broncos. Although the Beals aren't really that great either. But yeah, I don't. They're at home. Just give it to me.
Yep. All right.
Give me the whole enchilada.
Yeah.
And then since we didn't say it before, these 4 teams on a bye: Kansas City, Miami, the Rams, and the Eagles. Shout out.
Get healthy, brothers.
Jalen, I'm talking to you. Get in the hyperbolic chamber. Get that knee right.
Travis
I cannot
Kelce,
wait
get
for that.
Taylor Swift in attendance, because when she's not in attendance, 2 catches for 7 yards, bro. Just saying.
Well, I tell you what, she will more than likely be in attendance next Monday.
Oh my God, yeah. Her favorite team against her boyfriend's team.
Yeah. she's gonna be wearing the Donna Kels.
Yo, imagine they come out in matching jerseys.
That'd be wild.
Yo. All right. Yeah, we're not going to sit here and glaze Taylor Swift. Pause. But, not pause. Because that's not.
All the teams on buys. Shout out. Get healthy. Get rest. Get right.
Yep.
And yeah, let's get into the locks of the week.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Start with mine. Pretty solid, I would say. Steelers at home, 3-point favorite. Again, I like the defense matchup versus Jordan Love. They have been severely underrated, I think, and they can definitely rattle Jordan Love's cage. And their defense has been mid, which I said mid at best. They will be having a mid off with the Steelers offense. I think that's just good enough for them to come out with this one. The Seahawks at home, -6 versus the Commanders. Again, like we said, they're coming off of a putrid loss. They are in the division hunt in the NFC West. Another week for Leonard Williams to get his footing. The Washington Commanders have been, I don't know. They've been more volatile of the Buffalo Bills, up, down, up, down, up, down, more down than up. And that's a tough place to play. So I got the Seahawks. And my absolute lock of the week, I know we talked about it. I got the Raiders at +1. I think they outright win the game. They're at home. I know the defensive matchup is definitely something to look at in terms of the Jets defense versus Aiden O'Connell in that offense, but they got weapons. I think they got weapons. Mm-hmm. Antonio Pierce got them playing. They have a rejuvenated love for the game, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And against that Jets offense that has been pretty hit or miss at best, I like their chances at home. So if I'm taking them to win and they are at +1, I might as well just take the points. So, yeah. It's my lock of the week.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Let's look at yours.
All right. I'm riding with you.
History.
First time in history of the show. We both must be passionate about this. Of all teams for both of us to agree on this heavily is the Steelers, but cool. Okay. But yeah, I like them at home. I think the matchup's bad. I have more faith in Kenny Pickett, even though I have very little in him. Better coach, better defense. I'll take the Steelers in this one at home. The Cowboys propaganda that I'm spewing right here is a little bit crazy, but to be honest, I don't think it's that hot of a take. They beat them by 17 or more. They've done this multiple times this season. Dominating against lower.
I mean, they beat them by 40 on the road. Who knows?
Facts.
They might beat them by 60 this week at home.
Facts. So yeah, I'm in the camp of Dallas is pissed off. I'm going to come into this game at home in Jerry World and just fucking spit in their mouths. So
okay.
Yeah. So, and my lock of the week, I have the Browns covering the 6-point spread against the Ravens. I think the Ravens have been playing great. I do think number 4 played really well last week.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good momentum builder, especially coming into this game, coming off of his injury. That defense, again, dude, is fucking gross. Both these defenses are. And I think number 4 and company will do just enough to keep the game close. I still have Ravens money line, but divisional game, I don't see the Ravens having 3 straight blowouts against pretty good opponents. So yeah, I like the Browns to cover.
Yeah, bro. I don't hate it at all. I really don't.
So if you guys want to absolutely hammer down, you should, because it's free money, bro. It's free money.
Yeah.
Facts.
Especially, hey, Steelers -3. That's the one.
Let's get into this tier maker, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into this, okay? So this week, in our out of left field segment, we're doing a little bit of a tier maker. Good mid-season, got to rank the teams. Here's the groups of tiers. We've got no surprise that they're in the Super Bowl. Conference championship or bust, playoff contenders, wild card hopium, middling, show me something and I'm in. And then top 5 pick.
So in terms of like from conference championship or bust to wild card hopium, we're tiering conference championship or bust as to like we think they could make a deep playoff run.
We would be disappointed if they don't.
Okay, playoff contenders is like
no surprise. Super Bowl means these are your absolute number 1 contenders. Conference championship is they should be making the conference championship this year, or it was a failure. Playoff contenders are teams that are going to make the playoffs, but I don't see them making a deep run. Wild card hopium are the teams maybe in the wild card or just outside. Middling is a team that's around 500. Has some hope, but there's teams better than them in the league. Show me something and I'm in is this team's been bad all year, but there's hope. And then top 5 pick is obviously the worst teams in football. So
cool.
Okay.
Sweet.
So let's start it off. Let's get through it. Bengals. I think to me it's conference championship or bust. I don't know if they're necessarily here because I can't ignore the start of the season.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I'll put them there. They've definitely been tracking towards no surprise Super Bowl, but yeah, they're just a weird team. And here's the thing about it too: you have T. Higgins up for a huge contract.
Yep.
You want to get it done while you have him,
Absolutely.
because he's gonna get wide receiver 1 money this offseason.
For sure. For sure.
That's the thing about like me and Eagles. I think Howie Roseman should get out in front of that and give Smitty an extension before T. Higgins gets paid.
Facts.
Because even though Devontae Smith is a better receiver than T. Higgins, they're in that same like tier where they're like a 1B.
Yeah.
And if T. Higgins gets like wide receiver 1 money, Devontae Smith's going to be like, all right, so what am I getting?
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, to tie it back to the Bengals, yeah, I mean, they got to get to at least the conference championship, probably the Super Bowl, before T. Higgins gets paid, because outside of that, it's tough sledding.
Yeah. All right, next team, Titans. To me, they're somewhere in this range.
Show me something and I'm in, bro.
I agree. If Will Levis shows me anything,
yeah,
he did in his first
man, bro.
I'm here for that.
This is the dictionary definition of show me something and I'm in, because with Ryan Tannehill, they were trash. Let's be honest. They were trash. They put Will Levis out there in the baby blues. Oh my God. I was ready. I was ready. But yeah, bro. They're one of those teams that's kind of rebuilding, but they got some guys. So I mean, if Will Levis continues to develop, hey, I'm in. I'm all in.
All right. Jacksonville. This is controversial, bro, but to me, they're the number 2. If we're doing power rankings, they're number 2 in the AFC. I think they're here. Because to me, I'm looking at it as probably top 2 contenders in each conference up here. I think the Jags are number 2 in the AFC, unless we think the Ravens and they should come down here. But
They're kind of tied, in my opinion.
the Jags and the Ravens.
Yeah, but man, I think when you look at both of those teams, oh man, I don't know, bro. Oh, both like if you're looking at it situationally, the Ravens are the more. If they don't get to the conference championship game, it's a failure, I think, because
Yeah.
we still not us, but the general media still has this underrated persona on the Jags.
Mhm.
Where they're not really expecting them to make a
run.
Super Bowl run, but
Yep.
they might damn near do it.
Yeah, they might. I think you know what? I do think they belong here mainly because I think we're not quite there yet with Trevor Lawrence where we need to see him make a deep run, but we are there with Lamar. So I think Lamar needs to be up here because I think right now they're probably 2 or 3 in that conference.
Yeah,
And I think they've also been playing better football overall this year than the Jags. Regardless of me having the Jags as the number 2 contender, I still think the Ravens so far have been better.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what it is for me, really.
Yeah.
All
right. Texans, bro?
Texans. Yeah, wild card hopium. I agree.
Yeah, they were at middling until we saw CJ Stroud single-handedly win a football game this week with just pure will this weekend. And if he can do that, he can will them into a wild card spot, especially in a sad division.
Yep. A very interesting AFC.
Yep.
I agree. Yep. Colts are middling.
Agreed. They're not, you know what I mean? They can't really show me something and I'm in. They're more so, I think they're a little bit better than the Titans because there's nothing that they can do for me to be like, okay, they took another step. So I think middling's a good spot for them.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. This might be a hot take. Low key.
I don't hate it just because of how underwhelming Jordan Love has been.
Yeah. I mean, they're 3-5. They're not that bad, but
there's not much worse out there.
No, but I have more. I think if we're doing it to where there's 5 teams in top 5 pick, I think they're 5. They're one of the 5.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But they're number 5.
Yeah. So
I
comfortable with that. We could move them up here if Jordan Love were to show me something, then I'm in. But
I don't.
I don't foresee that happening.
At least this year.
No.
Vikings, wild card.
They're teetering, but I think definitely wild card hopium right now.
The situation in the NFC, they are definitely wild card hopium because they're, as of right now, they're positioned the best in the wild card race. I mean, they're I think they're the 5th seed based on record, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And you know what? You know what's funny? Now that we haven't really looked back at the record predictions and this whole season predictions that we did at the beginning of the year. This is how I kind of predicted the Viking season to go.
Yeah, a little bit.
They would start off terrible. And then midway through the season, they'd start to pick it up and make a wild card run. I didn't foresee Kirk tearing his Achilles, but here we are. And I think, I mean, if Josh Dobbs continues to play at this level, they definitely have hope to make a wild card run.
I agree. That's it, right?
For me, they're showing me something I'm in. But
are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to be.
I mean, they have a worse record than Green Bay. They're 2-7 compared to Green Bay's 3-6. I mean, 3-5. I just think they've dug themselves too much of a hole. I think they're honestly done with Justin Fields. I think if they can get a top 5 pick, they'll do it, and they'll try to get either Caleb or Drake May. I truly believe that. I think the Justin Fields experiment is done. I've been saying it all along. And now another running quarterback, he's hurt for 4 weeks. So I have him a top 5 pick. I just don't see the turnaround. Like, I have more faith in Green Bay than them because Green Bay has a quarterback that has some arm talent, and the Bears don't.
True.
So,
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I convinced you?
Yeah.
All right. This is the perfect tier for these guys.
Yep.
I don't think they're here yet. I think they're a year away. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the NFC Championship game. But I also don't expect that of them this year.
Yeah, I agree. And we did a team maker like this in the off season and had them over there as far as upside goes. But yeah, no, I definitely expect them to win the division, maybe win a playoff game, get to the second round, and
Yeah.
really that's probably the end of the road.
Yeah, and I also
they don't
think
have the experience yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think two things can be true where we believe that they could be in the championship game like we had in our first tier maker, and also not expect that of them. Like, I think those two things can be true. So I feel like putting them in playoff contenders doesn't walk back our word from before.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay. All right. Washington, they're here somewhere. They're not here.
No, they're way too good to be there.
They're probably
I don't know,
middling,
because they're
right?
kind of a combination of the two. They're good enough to be just outside of wild card hopium in the NFC, just based on how that bottom half is structured, but they're not good enough.
I don't think so either.
But
I do think they're better than the Falcons, who have the same record, and I think the Falcons would live in here. So, like, I feel like middling's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even a debate. Eagles, no Super Bowl surprise. They are conference championship or bust, but they should be in the Super Bowl.
That's my expectation. NFC championship game and above. If it's not, it's an L on the season.
Yep.
I picked them the off season. I understand, I have the bias shown, but I said it all off season.
I have them making the Super Bowl too, so it's not like it's like if they can make it, they can win it. So
I agree, and yeah, I think they match up well with almost anyone in the NFL. They find. I understand that these wins have not been pretty.
Yep.
But they've found ways to win, and they've been proven that they can win ugly games and against good teams. Hey, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, and I did say last offseason that, like, I mean, coming into the season, like, the Eagles may not end up with as good of a record. I mean, so far they're showing they might, but I think they'll be a better team for it. Like, I did say that. I did say, like, they're going to face more adversity this year. They're not going to get
listen,
turnover.
They have.
Yeah, they have.
They have.
Yeah.
But they've found ways to win in lieu of said adversity. And like you said, it's making them a better team for it. Like I say it just about every week, these wins are building character, and you've kind of grilled me about all these character building wins. But hey, listen, when we get to when December, January rolls around, it's going to come back and it's going to pay dividends.
The later you start clicking, the better. So.
Yep. And I think that's what we're going to start seeing with this team is once we get into November, December, it's really going to start rolling, all contingent on health.
Yep.
But I don't. It's not a conversation.
Okay. Steelers, I think they're here, to be honest. I think they're better than these teams. Their offense scares me to bits, but bro, they win games, and I can't really explain how. It's not like their schedule has been the easiest in the world. They're actually better on the road than they are at home.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I do think that they've been more consistent than these two teams, as in they know what they are.
Yep.
More than what these teams do.
Yeah, I agree. And based on the AFC as a whole, I would put them in wild card hopium. But I mean, the way they've been playing,
and
they've
we can
been the most
consistent
of that tier of teams in the AFC.
Yep.
So I don't hate having them as like a 6-7. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So Dallas here, right? It's conference championship or bust without a second thought.
Yeah.
Like they need to make the conference championship game or it's a bust of a season.
It's been a bust of a season for the last 29 years, and I can guarantee you it's going to be again.
Yep. Yeah.
But
So
listen, they have to make the conference championship game, or else the season is a bust.
Yeah.
It has been for the last 30-ish years.
Yep.
They have the team to do it.
They do.
But it's about, Dak Prescott coming through when you need him to. And we haven't seen it, but they're at the point where like they need to make a run or else they're going to blow it up. Not completely blow it up because Dallas doesn't really like go through full rebuilds like that, but they're going to have to start retooling because once, Dak's over 30, it's getting there.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where they need to start thinking about the future.
Yep. Next two here, we don't really have to debate this one. Yep.
Problem solved. Tommy DeVito and Bryce Young. That's really all it comes down to. Yeah. This team's tough because they're 3-5, but we feel like they're better than that. I think we're living on previous faith in them, considering they started the season 2-0. They're probably here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like if Baker goes back to playing how we did week 2, that's showing me something.
Yep, but, I'm in.
And I'm in.
But he hasn't shown it since, so.
Yep, right here is a comfortable spot. They've been in every game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their point differential on the season's -9, so they've been in every game.
Yeah.
All right. This team has really disappointed me this season. I don't think they're wild card hopium because I think they're only one game up in their division, but I feel like they're 100% going to win it considering how Atlanta's playing Tampa and Carolina. I think they're probably here.
Yeah, that's where they're at for me because I think they're going to win the division, so they're going to be in the playoffs. So, it's good for me. Bro, you know what I just realized? There's no Atlanta Falcons on this list.
Oh, yeah, there's not.
Interesting. Huh. That's fine. We'll do our own at the end. We'll put them in. Plug them in.
That is
Arizona, top 5 pick.
Yep. That's your worst 5 teams in football, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. And there's no one else that can really be debated for that. Maybe Denver, but Denver to me is going to be here. So.
Yep.
All right. Seahawks, again, I think they're here. These 4 teams are like if we got some primetime games with all these teams, I feel like they'd be very exciting matchups.
Right.
It's kind of like watching your 2 younger siblings fight. It's like, that you could kick both their ass, but it's fun to watch them fight. So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
They definitely have upside to be in conference championship or bust.
Yeah.
Depending on how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah, I think both the Lions and the Seahawks do.
Yeah, they're both in the same boat for me because, not that we haven't seen it with the Seahawks historically, but with this core, we haven't seen it.
No.
So, yeah.
Yep. Can Gino get them over the hump?
Yep. Hey.
All right. San Fran here.
Yeah. Yep.
Conference championship or bust.
Yep. I think it's a rematch of last year, and
yeah. I really do think it's either going to be Eagles, Cowboys, or It's going to be Eagles against one of these 3.
Yeah.
And I will not be surprised if any of these 3 teams make the conference championship. So.
No, me either. Except for Dallas.
I won't be surprised if Dallas makes it. Not even that. I just mean the landscape of the NFC. This is the worst the NFC's been in quite a bit.
Right.
When you look at overall quarterback talent and how teams are playing, especially at the top of the conference, I don't it's going to be I don't know. It's going to be a moral victory if they make the conference championship. But in a year like this, where it's not necessarily the Niners of old, they are the clear cut, probably number 2 team in the conference today. So,
yeah.
Yep. All right. Browns here. Right.
They're hopium for me.
Yeah. My only thing is they're the same record as the Steelers. and I have more
like
faith.
I
in
don't know what I'm
Cleveland.
getting with the Browns though. Like I mean
That's
I
true.
the defense I know. Offense I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, we can make the same argument with the Steelers though, and
All
I
right,
think
yeah,
that.
all right, then put him there. You're right.
Or do you think we need to do this?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that better.
I definitely think Cleveland has
It
more
could be
potential
between
of these
one
two
of
teams
like
to be
those.
here, but
It could be between those two teams,
yeah, yeah,
and they could also fall flat on their ass
agreed.
too, and just not even make the playoffs. But the hopium's there.
Yeah, yeah. New England. This is weird because like they can't be 6 top 5 teams. I don't know if they're show me something and I'm in, but I don't know if they're better
To
than
be
these
honest, I'd
teams.
probably switch them with Green Bay and show me something that I'm in and just call it a day.
I'm with that. To be honest, I mean New England. They're what? New England's 2-7. Yeah. Damn, New England's 2-7, bro.
Yeah.
Good Lord. At this rate, Bill Belichick's going to need to coach 50 years to catch George Halas.
Facts.
I'm
He's
done, sure.
going to hit most losses in history before he hits most wins in history.
Facts. All right, Dolphins, they're here.
Yep.
It's a comfortable place for them. I think they definitely, like, if they're playing at their peak offensive power, they could be up here, but.
Right. But again, for me, like I feel like they're the same as Dallas in terms of like they look pretty.
Yep.
They just can't get it done against good teams.
Yeah. To be honest, you're 5-4. Like Josh Allen at his absolute peak is 2018 LeBron level of just there's absolutely nothing you can do. Like if he's slinging it the way he can sling it, and he's running the ball the way he can run it, and their defense is clicking, they can beat anybody on any game, and it could be a blowout.
Yeah.
But again, up, down, up, down. I think I'm starting to believe more and more that they are a product of bad coaching. To be honest, they have a defensive coach that hasn't been able to get the offensive line right in 5 years. Andy Reid rebuilt an offensive line in an offseason.
Yep.
They've got a lot of talent, and just I don't have faith at all. Like I mean, they haven't had the easiest of schedules, but like this team won 14 games 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's the same roster, and they should be better because they were young. So I don't really have much faith. I think the Dolphins are better than them.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, the record speaks for itself, but still, either way, even if they have the same record, I think Dolphins are better. Because, like, for the most part, we know what we're getting out of Dolphins every week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Chargers, middling. I don't think they're in the wild card hopium spot right now. I mean, they're 4-4. They're in it, but I don't feel like they're on the tier of these two teams in the AFC.
I guess the upside. It's Chargers are such a weird team, bro. Because like
it's the oohs and ahs that's the same with
that's the thing. But yeah,
the Bills.
you're right.
Like the Bills get the oohs and ahs because the we get the oohs and the ahs from Josh Allen just like we get from Justin Herbert, and the difference is the Chargers have an abysmal defense.
Yeah.
And worse coaching.
Yep.
So I do think they're middling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
KC, put them up there with the Birds. It's
Yep.
not even a question. Next question. Raiders, middling.
Yeah, they're middling. They're not here. They're 4-5. I mean, we could bump them down if we wanted to, but I don't think they're as bad. And the morale's going up compared to these teams that's going down. So.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Kept all their pieces at the deadline, so.
Yep.
Ravens here. I think
I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't be either. I mean, can I see if it's a Ravens Bengals or a Ravens Jags conference championship, I can see them there. If we get Arrowhead Invitational again, I don't see them making it. But just off of how they've been playing, they got the same record as Kansas City.
Yep.
They've been.
Just imagine this, bro. A Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson Super Bowl.
Bro, the greatest running backs of all time in one. Yep.
Oh my god, that'd be filthy.
Yeah. And it just so happens his team was the very last one. They're here. Or are they here? They play
They could
this
be
team
there
this
in
week.
terms of offensively, but to be honest, they're probably middling.
Yeah. And literally they're anywhere from here to here.
Yep.
Because they're well and alive for this. They're only a half game behind the Bills, but the offense is so bad.
Yeah.
So
Just put
what
them
do
in
you?
the middle.
All right. Yeah.
Middling.
I think I agree with that. Like.
Yeah. And since we don't have the
big show me something thing is show me Aaron Rodgers in week 12. That's what the big show me thing is. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the Atlanta Falcons fall on this since they're not on this list?
Show me something and I'm in.
Yeah.
Show me Bijan on the court for more than 10 snaps. I mean, for Bijan on the field for more than 10 snaps, and I'm in.
Yep. Me too.
So, yeah. Honorary Atlanta Falcons here.
True.
Yeah.
Is that all the teams? We got them all?
That's all the teams, yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yep.
30.
Wait, aren't there 32 teams? Oh, there's no Denver Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord, bro. Denver Broncos are show me something and I'm in.
Yep.
Good God, dude. What is going on? Oh, and the LA Rams, bro. They're middling. They're show me. Yeah, they're middling. Good Lord. I can't. Bro, I can't count. I'm tripping, bro.
Can't have it.
I'm tripping. Yeah, dude. So that's our power rankings going into week 10, midway point. Let us know what you think. We're 100% right. You can't convince us we're wrong.
Listen, if y'all haven't watched season 1 of the NFL season, here's your catch up. Start watching season 2.
Facts. Yeah. You can't convince us we're wrong. Me and Anthony have never said a false statement in the history of mankind.
Yep.
So you can try in the comments, but you'll be wrong.
True.
You'll be wrong. So
with that being said,
yeah. It's been the Day One podcast once again. Woo!
Yeah.
We did it. Another show, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. If you did, shout out to my dad for being wrong on Facebook. Respectfully.
With all due respect.
With all due respect. Yeah. Now, here's a guy. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Day One podcast. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on all our platforms. Because you can get the Day One podcast anywhere, whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane. There is internet all over the place. In the jungle, bro. In the jungle. You know what I'm saying? You got a hot spot.
In the nuclear war bunker.
In the nuclear war bunker. I'm sure you've got fiber in there. If you're rich enough to own a bike, rich enough to own a bunker, you're rich enough to have fiber in your bunker. So stay tuned because we're not stopping here. We're only going to keep growing. We appreciate y'all so much for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See y'all later.
Peace.